Oh, holy crap, my chat isn't open for some reason. Well, I apologize if I missed any messages. I was working on trying to get this booted up. So tonight we're going to be working on Tel'amon and Flynn. Oh, you know what? I'm missing something. That's not it. Let's get some ambient music going. Let's do... Ooh. Never listened. Oh, God! Oh, holy shit. So first off, I'm a dumbass. Oh, God. Okay. So now I should be more audible. Yeah. I should be... You guys should be able to hear me just fine now. Okay. Oh! Hey, Cat. It's Kashua? Hello! Yeah, I had to, so I have two microphones mounted to my wall, and I have to switch them whenever I... shit. I have to switch them whenever I stream from here. So... Alright, so we don't have much to finish up on Tel. Oh. How are you doing tonight? Hey, no issues. I understand. I'm used to usually delayed responses anyway because of the lag normally between me and viewers. So, not a problem. Respond at your own pace, and I'll try to respond as promptly as I can. I am missing something, however. Yep, it's my phone over here. I just need to... Social media stuff. Oh, good. What did you have for dinner? Hope it was something delicious. Today, Katie and I went to Panera Bread. I had a fantastic ham and Swiss sandwich. Alright, so the only thing I have to do on him is I have to paint his dagger. It's not too well right now, so let's open this up. Still moist. Jesus Christ. It's been closed for ages. I sort of need steak and fried pickles from Texas. Oh, fried pickles are so good. Oh, so jelly. That all sounds wonderful. I'm just pulling up my own reference image. I know it's on the stream, but for me that's really tiny, so I need to find... Where the fuck is it? Overlay. Alright. There we go. Let's zoom in just a bit. Okay. And then I'll get, when I get to Flynn, I'll pull up his picture so everyone can see what I'm working off of. But yes, that image in the... Where is it in reference to me? It's right here. This is the image I'm actually going off of to paint Tel. He's a character in our streamed D&D game, if you are not aware of that. And I guess I also got to do my signature on the bottom. So I'm just working to paint everything but a little raised surface. Hello, dear. How are you doing tonight? Because I know I've been up in my office all day, kind of just doing other things. What is the exciting news? What the fuck was that? I think there was something running across our roof. Hey, thank you for the follow! Cashua? I think so. Yes. I know I said it before. I may have forgotten the pronunciation. I do that with words constantly. Katie's keeping me on the edge of my seat by saying, I have exciting news, and then not saying anything. Oh, what are we at for? Oh, we are getting mighty close to that 500. You know what? I'm gonna do the... Yes, thank you for the follow. It means a lot to us. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. The big old box of Reaper Bones minis will be here either tomorrow... Oh, fuck! Oh, yes! Oh, God, that's so exciting. Yes. I need it in my life. I'm about... Ugh. Wow. Tomorrow or Tuesday is going to be a very intense couple of days. Because we're also getting a 3D printer. Which is just going to make it so much worse for me. Because I'm then going to not be able to stop printing minis. And then there's the Bones 4 Kickstarter minis. To add to my already fucking enormous collection. I'm never gonna run out of minis. There's a bird's nest outside... there's a bird's nest inside out gutters right outside... Inside our gutters right outside your window / wall. Oh, so that's what that is. That makes logical sense. Okay. Next one I'm going to do... So I mostly did the black I needed, but I'm going to do... let's do a brighter one, because I'm going to put a wash over it. You know what? Let's just go all out and... Administratum Gray. Oh, alrighty. This is just beautiful. Your choices are black and a slightly darker black. I know, because it's Tel. And Tel is our Grim Boy. You can paint Tel however you want, as long as he's black. Which, I was trying to use a Ford quote. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this to a fine point, and then kind of do like wrappings. If you guys are having a hard time seeing what I'm painting, please let me know. I know sometimes the angle can be less than ideal. Sometimes it's less than ideal for me. Shoot. Yeah. So while this dagger looks very bright right now, it will change. Hopefully. Good enough. And just for the sake of this, I'm going to do a few of those. Alright. Looks good enough. Now for the wash. This is my 00. 00 is good. That might have been too bright of a gray, but I can do a few layers to tone it down. Now I need to double check. No, okay, so Tel's earrings are pretty much just blots of white. Wow, I almost stuck that in just the straight black paint, and that would have ended quite badly. So I'm actually going to tone this one with a black instead of the normal colors. The normal browns. God damn it, I keep doing that. Don't you be pooling in there. I don't think I did much to his cloak. But that's alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this that's my 000. We're going to pull up my 000. going to take a little bit of this brighter gray. I'm actually going to mix it with the black. To get as dark of a gray as I can. Just kind of brighten it up a little bit. I'm a little bit excited for doing Flynn because Flynn has a bit more color to him. I do enjoy painting some amount of color. Here we go. Then just one more layer of wash over the cloak to kind of make sure those two blacks are not hidden, but blended. And then I'm going to do another layer on the knife. Just bringing these bright tones a little bit closer to the rest of the mini. All right. And we're pretty much done with Tel. I know he didn't change too much from the beginning, but his dagger got a little bit of a upgrade, and his cloak got a little bit of a little bit of shading added to it. So I'm going to switch over to the Flynn mini, which first I need to pull up. Reference images. So give me just a moment while I search for... Oh, there he is. Oh, that took me forever. So he is going to be interesting because I've never done scars before. So we're going to see how this works out. So I'm going to pull out the medium base. So right now he is a little bit dark. That is because he's currently got black skin. But we're going to fix that with some... Okay, I'm going to want Kislev flesh. A lot of this... I can put a lot of this back. Give me a second while I put away some of my paints. I got lots of grays. Okay. Oh, that's not where that goes. It's a great question. Where the fuck does this color go? You'd think I'd be more organized or something, but you'd be wrong. Okay. I think I got enough out of the way. Oh, this is a nice pot of Bugman's Glow. It looks like I haven't even touched it. I don't think I actually have. Oh, shit. Right. We're just going to start layering on the skin color. So luckily Flynn has just a few key colors. But they are at least not black, black, and black. Oh, and gray. Nothing against Tel, but less interesting to paint many. More interesting to actually put together, because I had to do green stuff for the first time. So what I think I'm going to end up doing, I'm going to end up using, so this is just the base tone to get the base skin color correct. And then I'm going to do a layer of the actual skin tone. And then I'm going to do the scar tissue over that before I do any of the washes. I'm going to have to figure out his eyes when the time comes. Oh, okay, that's too watery. Oops. I'm going to be rubbing his bald head this multiple times. Okay. Yeah, in this stage, it's not important for me to be... It's not important for me to be completely careful and meticulous. I'm so used to grabbing the skull. I got a ton of water in that on accident. I need to mix in more. paint to it. So what I can do is I can skip a little bit and put it in near the end. Yeah. When I come back through here, I'll hide all the rest of this with another base color. This hand is the one that's escaping me the most. But I'm going to get some of the other base colors on him because I don't want to get too deep into painting the skin just for me to completely mess up on the outer layer and just screw it up. But if I take my time, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so he's got kind of a reddish cloak, a reddish brown cloak, so I need to find a color that's going to work for that well. It's almost like a goddamn bird. This might be a difficult one for me to do. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to try using a base of... Now let's go for the more brown one. Okay. Ooh, this one sounds liquidy. That's not fantastic, but not the end of the world. Just means I was using that for an airbrush. Okay, so I want to use a slightly smaller brush. Yeah, I think this one will work. Oh, excuse me. Unless that is... Hold on. Come on. Get out from there. Oh, there we go. That's a better one. Uh-oh, my wax paper is starting to curl. All right. So I'm just going to work this over the entire uniform and try not to get it over the skin tone. Although I'm going to keep going for now, but We're going to see how this works. I'm going to do this and then I'm going to continue the skin painting. More experimentation. Oh, my eye. Oh. There we go. Oh, forgot behind. This belt here. I do not know why I painted around the belt, but that doesn't matter. What's funny is I have the springtime ambience playing, and then there's also birds outside my window, kind of singing. It's starting to become a little difficult to tell which one's which. I'm also going to need to get a fine brush to paint underneath the arms. Okay. That is the start to Flynn. I need a much smaller brush because now oh, I actually need a little bit of water for this. Okay. Okay, there we go. I might use that again for this layer of skin. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Oh. I'm silly. Keep forgetting I have this. Okay, so now we're going to bring his skin tone even brighter. This is always the stage that I hate. Because I always think, oh wow, good job, Jake, you completely screwed up the colors. It's just a matter of getting smooth layers. Hey, Diadems! I am doing fantastic. How about you? Hope your Sunday is absolutely wonderful. Well, that is fantastic to hear. So, what are you... Nice and sunny outside? Oh, that sounds awesome. It's still sunny out for us. But the sun's heading down, so it's not going to be sunny for long. Awesome. So what did you have? How was your Sunday so far, other than nice and sunny? Hope you living the dream, relaxing. It's all right. Have work, so that's always fun. Oh, what do you do for a job? Skin is going. Building custodian. So lots of time to kind of walk around and think while you're cleaning. I was a building custodian when I was in high school. No, not high school. College. was using it to try to help pay for tuition and get me through school. And boy, did I have time to think. Which some might argue was a bad thing, but yeah, I remember those days. It was... Whew. Wow, that was quite some time ago. Trying to think of how long ago it was now. Let's see, that was probably my... at times it has not been fun being left alone to think. Yes. Yes. Especially on days where things are less than happy. But I think if I had it now, if I was a building custodian now, it would probably be pretty beneficial for me, because I often don't have enough time to think. So... But instead I've got a programming job. Which pays more, sure, but I will definitely say I'm not as happy in the tech industry as some people. That's why I do this on the side, because this is more fun. It's been a while since I've painted minis, actually. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back over that brown color, but I had a feeling that was going to happen anyway. Well, I hope you have some fun things planned for this week. I know, I certainly have some exciting stuff going on. This area that I worked very hard to not get brown, I'm going to get skin colored. Yep, and as always, it's looking a lot better after I completely ignore the fact that just looks weird drying. Yeah, skin tones are the one thing I've always been nervous with. When I started painting, I actually started painting with, I was painting bone, because I was doing a lot of undead. And so skin was just something I didn't pick up early on. And oh boy, it has been a real challenge for me. So every single time I do it, it's me testing myself. In other words, don't fuck it up, Jake. But yeah, the gang, the Nerdolopedia gang, we're planning to see Endgame on Thursday, because that's really the only time we all had to go see it. Yeah, it's super exciting. We actually all went and saw Infinity War together last time when it was in theaters. This year, Bailey has opted to not sit next to me because last year, at the end of the movie, I was laughing while everyone else was crying, which I guess says a lot about me. And so far have been able to avoid any spoilers. So. I've been super excited about that. Of course, I also, haven't been... It's not real hard for me to avoid social media on accident. I usually have my head down and I'm working hard, so I don't end up noticing internet things. Ooh. Okay. Get a little bit more on this arm because I've got to hide the color that is underneath. One day I think I can see it would be Saturday, as Fridays have a D&D game that I run. That's the same situation we have. That's when Tales from the Tavern plays, which is actually who this guy belongs to. He's a character in our streamed game. Plus, being a 3-hour movie means only one nightly showing at my theater. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm fortunate that we live in a larger city, and the theater that we are going to see, they have showings all day at about 15-minute intervals. And in fact, I actually need to go online and purchase our tickets for that. Because I want to make sure that our seating is secured because it sells out pretty fast. It is funny because I was actually looking at the show times for it near us. And I was like, well, this is weird. The last showing is at 9 o'clock. And normally there's showings that sometimes go up till like 11 o'clock. Like, why is that? And then I'm like, oh, duh, Jake, it's a 3-hour movie. They don't want people really being there too far past midnight. I'd have to go 550 miles north to be able to do that. Only 2 theaters here and about 6 to 7 up north. Ooh, I am sorry. That's got to be rough. Yeah. Luckily, I can do online ordering of tickets. And I actually choose our seat ahead of time, so I can actually nab the whole group seats for a showing, so we're all sitting together. Yeah, it sold out each show. Yeah. It's a culmination of a lot of work. Over 10 years. It is... I am very excited for it. Only because I have been following... There's only one Marvel movie I haven't seen. Yeah, there's only one Marvel movie I haven't seen in the entire lineup. At least that way you don't have to worry about losing seat while getting snacks. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. But... Oh, what was it? It was, Yeah, the only Marvel movie I haven't seen was actually Spider-Man Homecoming. Which arguably I should have seen before Infinity War. But I was fine. Yeah, I have it on my list to watch it because I want to at least watch it before I go see because I'm going to Far From Home. I'm excited about that movie. That's one. It has one of my favorite villains in it, which is Mysterio. Yeah, I know he's being played by Jake Gyllenhaal. It's still Fishbowl Head, as Spider-Man called him. But I'm sure Endgame is going to explain how Spider-Man's alive in Far From Home. But, you know, as I completely lose my brush. Okay, wow, yeah, that looks... I hate it less. Usually the skin tone when I'm working on these things, I hate it when I start painting it. And once I get several layers on, then I start to hate it a bit less. But before I get too deep into that, let's grab... I always do the Ultim Gray for eyes. At least I try to. Jesus. Okay. Now I need my size 333. There's one brush size from this company that's smaller, and I intend to grab it when I'm at Gen Con next. Because I just need that. I need it. So, I do need to pull up his image for this, though, because I will be needing to know where all of his scars are. But first, the whites of his eyes. But yeah, Spider-Man's always been one of my favorite superheroes. Like, I know more about him than I know about the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know why I started to put that away. I need this. And the one thing I always end up doing to myself when they release a new trailer for a movie is I always look up who the villains are. Because people always catch who the villain is before the movie comes out. God damn it. Do 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 do. Speaking of Spider-Man movies, Into the Spider-Verse was good. Have yet to watch it. Have yet to watch it. Oh. Well, as long as you got it. I'd say there's no rush in seeing it, but oh, damn. One, it's got a great soundtrack, and they just do so good with their design. The villains are just so well done. Okay, I need to zoom in on his eyes, because I do not know what color Flynn's eyes are. They look gray. Everybody in the color gray. What the hell? His steel gray eyes. I don't know. I'm just fucking pulling shit out my ass. Of course, that's generally my life. It's just pull it off my ass. All this paint for 2 dots. I apologize if you suddenly can't see Flynn. I have to get him very close. God, he looks so fucking creepy without pupils right now. Also, the fact that his pupils extend beyond his eyeballs right now. That's also terrifying. Oh yeah, if I put it there, it loses focus. Because every time I try to manual focus, it just decides to not focus, and I don't know the freaking dials on this camera to get it to focus. color under the eyes to get rid of the massive, horrifying pupils. Okay. His eyes are starting to come together. Oh, too far. His eyes are starting to come together, but he looks a little creepy. No, wrong way. Okay. Now I need black. Okay. So, yeah, today I bought some new books because apparently I have a problem, which is where I think I don't have enough books in my life. I ended up buying like 2008's best list of or not best list. It's like an anthology of all the best dark fantasy and horror of 2018. And then I also bought a small book on folklore and The Prince by Machiavelli. Okay, that's creepy, but you know what? If I try any harder, it's going to be worse. Okay, so for the lips, I'm going to do something very subtle and just add a little bit of Cadian flesh tone, which is a slightly, ever so slightly darker skin tone. And it'll be just enough to kind of pull it apart. I think his mouth is actually open. Put a smile on that face. Oh, have you guys seen the trailer for the new Joker film? Which I think is kind of, God, I think the new Joker film is going to be creepy as hell. I'm going to pull a little bit of black in here. the inside of the mouth. Because otherwise this looks just really fucking creepy. No, and I just made it worse. Just made it so much creepier. Okay, so let's bring in some of this darker flesh tone again for around the lips. Just the thinnest of lines. Just get that lip color all over here. Right. He still looks fucking creepy, but that's because he also has no shading on his face whatsoever. Oh, he also has no eyebrows. No lack of eyebrows. Alright, I have to go and be productive. Oh, right. Well, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it, and hope you do have a good night. Hope to catch you around again soon. Have a great night, diadems. His face is looking more and more normal with every brushstroke. Alright, shading time. Where is my flesh shade? Nope. 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 Ah. Right. I forgot I don't have a big pot of it. Yet. I want the 00. 00. You're the one. Fuck. Why are you acting so weird? Oh. I need to be careful because I accidentally... This might be a challenge. I'm gonna need to do another skin tone layer on top of this. Because now he looks fucking horrifying. Oh, shit. Ooh, however, this gives me a fantastic idea on how to get his scars. Flynn is positively horrifying. He's not supposed to be this red, but that's okay, because I'm gonna fix him up. I do need to get a little bit under his neck. Alrighty. Yep. His head is way too red now. But if we slowly build up the skin tone again on him, this will work just fine. Now he's got a bald cap on. I'll leave just a slight crease there for his neck. But I'm going to go with a different approach for the tattoo now. I believe what it is I didn't do Well, this might just be a repair job, and then I need to retry on the flesh tone. Yep, I remember what I did wrong. Yep. I'm just going to need to apply another layer of wash. So I didn't dilute the wash. That was the problem. Every time I've done it, I have severely diluted. Ooh, I hear kitty cat. So before I redo the wash, because I am the dumb, I'm just going to redo his mouth. I'm not happy with it. Yeah. Some of the areas I'll leave some of that wash. For the most of this, I'm gonna just redo it. Just did not turn out how I wanted it to. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Does whatever a spider can. Can he swing from a web? Spider pig, does whatever a spider pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't, 'cause he's a pig. Look out, he is a spider pig. Whew, concentration to the max. Alright. Oh. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the flesh shade, but I'm not going to be a dumbass about it. Okay. Let's do one more brush full of water in it. And mix that together. And now, there we go. That's a very light wash. I forgot the fucking scars again. Maybe a little too light. This gives just a little bit more coloration. To the mini. Wipe that grin off your face, Flynn. Can he swing? I don't know. Why am I so obsessed with Spider-Man right now? There we go. Okay, so for the scars, I really fucking hope this works. I am going to... Nope. Nope. This is the wrong program entirely. I'm gonna use some Bugman's glue. Oh, hey, I still have some on my brush. Not on my brush. On my palette. I'll just get a little bit of water going, and I'll scoop some of that up. All right. need more water. Actually, I need to wash this brush off and then continue. He's got some scars across his body. Right. I'm trying to have some of these like coming out of his shirt. Make it seem like, make it appear as though he has scars underneath as well. Ooh, that was a good one. I haven't actually looked at his feet. Oh yeah, his feet are all cut to shit. And yet the top of his head is just fine. You know what, I'm realizing that that's a bit more of a pinkish purple. And I'm going to need to paint a new color for that. Or, I got a much better idea. And I like this. Just a bit more. Okay, so this is going to be, I want to experiment something. We're going to do a few experiments here. Experiment number 1. Screamer pink. And test 2, let's do okay. For this first one, kind of comparing it to this. This left one is closer, which makes more sense. And I'm okay with that. But okay, so his top piece is a bit more purpley. Size double O. Double uno. Let us continue. Now that the skin has been painted, I can go back to the uniform. And because of the differentiation in his pants, I'm actually going to do that with a red shade instead of a purple, which I think will be fantastic. Trying to be very careful with the hands. Being very, very gentle. There we go. Just take it slow and steady. No need to rush. I'm going to paint up here a little bit just to solidify combine those two. Okay. There's the brown portion. Now, for that, I'm going to give it a purple wash on the top half. I do want this to be quite saturated. Because that is actually how I'm going to get the color, and I guess the shading at the same time. And then I'll go back with the kind of golden color to do the trims. And I will probably do a few layers of this wash, just because I really want it to get that nice purple tone. And I'm not going to do the belt that color. While I wait for that to dry, moving on to the next piece, I'm actually going to use the shade I used for the flesh tone on the pants, because I think that will look quite nice. Quite nice indeed. Yeah. Sweet watching you work. Love your layering. Thank you, Ooh, sorry, I'm having a hard time pronouncing your name. Looks like Eclectic Echoes. But yes, thank you for the compliment. We got quite a bit to go here still, because I've got to do the wraps and stuff. Vitrif from Ruse Discord. Oh, hey! Welcome over. Awesome. Well, how are you doing tonight? Hope your weekend went well. Or is going well. I don't know how long everyone's weekends are, because I know Ruse are generally on a completely different day sometimes. Oh, that was my spine. Okay. I'm going to go back to the purple because it looks like the purple has done a pretty good job of drying for the most part. Tired but good, waiting for Game of Thrones. Hey, absolutely understand. That's starting up in about an hour? 15 minutes? Somewhere in there? I will admit that I do not watch Game of Thrones. Yet. What'll end up happening is it will finish up, it'll come out on DVD, and then I'll binge watch it. Because that's just how I roll, apparently. Ooh, I'm really liking how this has turned out. I'm glad I did an experimentation with this first. Using mostly Citadel paints. Yep, that is what I started with when I started painting, as that is what the primary paint that was sold at the game store I played at. And since that's what I'm used to, that's what I've stuck with. East Coast, so starts in 30 minutes. All right. Well, I'm glad I could be of some entertainment until Game of Thrones starts. But yes, I pretty much use Citadel paints. The exception to that is with a lot of my priming. My priming I actually use an airbrush for it. I use Vallejo surface primer. And then at some point I intend on trying to get into maybe one day doing non-metallic metals. And we'll see how that goes. And I have a feeling I will be pulling some paints from not the Citadel line. Hey, welcome! I'm Gero12. I always struggle with pronunciation, so if I get it wrong, please correct me. I'm notorious for mispronouncing things. Thanks for that. Always looking for good prime medium. Yes. So what I end up actually doing with it is So Vallejo has this airbrush thinner stuff. And so what I have actually done is I've actually taken this, and so this is a bit of cheesecloth that I have inside here. And I mix some of this airbrush thinner inside of it, shake it up nice and good, and then I can use that inside of my airbrush, which gives me a much thinner coat of primer, which I can show you, because I've got a shitload of minis just sitting right next to me, primed. Here is one example. You can see it. I still have all the nice details. I get a very even coat, and I'm very happy with it. So, got a little bit of dust on it, just because it's been sitting out in the open. But yeah, so I get fantastic results with it. The airbrush I got, the airbrush with the compressor, I think was only like $150. So it wasn't bad. And good, Giro. See, I'm already mispronouncing it. Glad I could get it right. So in case you guys are wondering, I am painting the character that is right here. That is actually the piece of artwork that I'm going off of for reference for this. This is a HeroForge mini, so it's actually something that we had to download. The artwork is fantastic. It was done by an artist named Sarah Sid, which actually, hold on, I can do something. This is... And nothing's happening. What the hell? Oh, there we go. Okay, just delayed. That is the artist who did the artwork for all of these. And we are so incredibly happy with her work. We're going to be commissioning her in the future as well, because we love her artwork so much. Okay. This is getting way too damp. I need a new paper towel. But yeah, so the mini's not a perfect one-to-one representation, but I've done my damnedest to get it close. Bandages are in some different places. The gi is not... I think it's gi. No, it might be... The uniform is not a perfect match. But what can you do other than just keep trying? Okay, so now I'm gonna do the base color for the bandages because I want to get that out of the way. I really don't like... Okay, I'm gonna do multiple layers of this. Ooh, actually, no. We're going to do this one. Alright. I think I actually want my smaller brush for this. Oh, excuse me. Okay. And that is not looking too good. So the nice thing about this airbrush thinner is that I can actually add it to paints that are drying out, and it'll kind of revitalize them, keeping the paint's normal properties. But I can't add too much, otherwise I get it really... God damn. Otherwise it gets like really milky and that's, or liquidy. That's not great either, especially for a base color. Okay. All right. I'm going to clean up the mini a little bit. So I'm starting out with the base color. This is Rakarth Flesh, for those of you wanting to know the Citadel colors. And then I'm going to do a wash over this to kind of give it some depth, as this is really the color that I want for this anyway. I could use a bigger brush to paint this, but rushing while painting is the #1 way you make mistakes. So just simple brush strokes, small. I also apologize if my hand covers parts of the mini, or if it goes at an angle that you can't see. Thanks for the tips. Going to catch Game of Thrones. Have a great night. You too. I'll catch you on Rue's server. Hope you had fun. I hope to do this next Sunday, so hope Game of Thrones is good. I have a feeling it's going to be, because... Hey, thank you for the follow, Garo. Garo12. Yep, I understand if everybody goes to take off for Game of Thrones. And there is NerdoloBot. Great timing. We'll be there then. Awesome! I'll make sure to post a link in Rue's Discord. Okay. One bandage down. 3 to go. Hey, thank you for the follow. Oh. I will catch you later. Okay. So once again, going slow so I don't get this on the fingers. And get the other side. Might have to pull more paint out of that pot. Okay, I'm gonna need to get more of the paint because I'm running out on my palette. Yeah, and this piece of paper is going to go away after tonight because it dried up. I should have suspected that was going to happen, but that's my fault. Yeah, some of these places are a little bit hard to see. And then the bandages on his legs. Oh, Jesus. What the hell? Yeah, these bandages are going a little bit faster. Oh, God. Okay, now for the insanity-inducing part. Okay, so I took that. That's good. And now, it's time for an edge highlight. So, gonna scoop a little bit of this up. Put this in my palette. Close that up. All right. How would you feel about a trip to DC or Chicago? It depends on when and how sudden. I am confused by this sudden questioning of us going to DC, dear. Just sometime this year as a date, the two of us. I mean, yeah, I suppose. It's been a while since I've been to DC. That's a long trip. To museums and aquariums and shit. Ooh. God damn, you're speaking my language. Shit. I might have to say yes to that. I'd love to go to DC again. I believe there was one museum I did not get the chance to go to. Or at least I haven't been to them in a very long time. I believe it was the Smithsonian. No, I did go to the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History. Still a good one. I think I was there in 2008. I might have been. By the way, I'm actually watching you, and it's 4 a.m. How crazy is that? Oh, wow! So you're... Okay, so if it's 4 a.m. for you, that means... Well, you're across the pond, because that's how it works that way. But that's awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Would be a shame if I was boring. Yeah, I don't know time zones off the top of my head. I'm in... Because it's 9 o'clock here. Currently. So, 9... Oh, on the wrong way. I might be thinking of the opposite direction. Yeah, 9 p.m. for us. I know. Yeah, unfortunately, wow. Apparently math is just failing for me right now. Because you're either ahead of us or behind it. Yeah. Words and stuff. I probably am living on the other side of the earth. I mean, that is a fair point. I think I was just trying to guess more accurately as to how far on the other side of the earth. Which is not easy when you can't do math. Or, have an actual understanding of what time zones are which. Oh, you're from Saudi Arabia. That's awesome. I'm very glad you're able to tune in. God. Oh, these lines are stress-inducing. I'm trying to get them on specific parts of the wrap. Well, that makes sense 4 a.m. then, because, yeah, that is almost literally on the opposite side of the planet. Yeah, we are in, if you couldn't guess, the U.S. But that doesn't keep me from... I know the whole being up at till 4 a.m. Your best friend is from Saudi Arabia, dear? Oh, that's awesome. I did not actually know that. Or at least, I knew him and just didn't realize he was from Saudi Arabia. That's where Hussein's family is. Oh, okay. That makes, that makes more sense now that I think about it, but I don't think about stuff much. Well, some things I just don't think about, but no, I love it. I love being able to interact with people from all around the world. And my grandma says the internet does nothing good for us. This wisp of smoke is just being the biggest headache to me right now. God damn it. Yeah, I'm going to paint over that anyway. Whatever. Okay, so now that I did the line edging for that, now I'm going to... Where is... Ah, there it is. Now we're going to put a black wash over it, because that'll get the desired, kind of the desired tone that I'm looking for. Because I already have kind of like there's like a base brown to the arm wrappings that he has, which is what I gathered from that paint I used. And so... this one I actually want to use a slightly larger brush. Okay, hold on, I gotta shake this a little bit more. If you don't shake these paints, what'll happen is that you'll actually get a gloss finish to it, and that is absolutely something I don't want right now. And actually, I don't even want it to be that pronounced. I want it to be a little bit dulled. So I need... Mom said if we figure out when we want to go, she'll do her travel agent magic and figure out how to get us there on the cheap. That's, that's fair. Yeah, it's been... Actually, hold on. When was the 8th grade for me? Okay, I graduated high school 2010. 2008. 2006. That's when I went to, that was the last time I was in Washington, D.C. So it's been a while. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think the biggest thing we're going to have an issue with travel is figuring out a time. Because I usually draw when I lose in League of Legends games. I try to remove the anger in me by drawing. Hey, that's a great way of coping with anger. That's really cool. Meanwhile, I just rage and I quit the game entirely. I realized that as I was playing, I just was not having fun. I wasn't enjoying myself. So, I just stopped playing. But I understand where people actually have fun playing the game. Just not for me. Okay. I will post some in the Discord server. Oh, that's awesome! Yes! We love seeing artwork in the Discord server. And yes, I did see the notification that you joined. Because I get notified about literally everything that gets posted in that server, except the Dem Dank Memes channel. Because I don't know, I just don't want to get notified of every time somebody posts a dank meme. Arts and Crafts? Yes, Arts and Crafts is the public one. You'll notice I post pictures of the minis in NerdoloPaints, but that's because it is stream related. I might also post these in the Tales from the Tavern one, but that's because these are for our D&D stream. Okay, cool. So I got all of the base colors for him. Oh, mostly done. Ah, crap. I gotta do his stick. Flynn stick. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I am missing a brown somewhere. Oh, there it is. Oh. Okay. Slather that on there. And I need to get it a little bit wet. This has some wrappings on it too. Great. It's fine because I need to use that color on the stitching anyway. I might just keep this color because this doesn't really have a texture to it. But I could apply a texture. Ugh. Why do I do this to myself? I always take a simple project and add like 6 hours to it. Well, probably not 6 hours in this case. Okay. Be very, very careful while hunting rabbits. Yeah, Flynn's face is creepy in this, and I think it's hilarious! Oh, you draw anime characters? Oh, cool. Our other artist, her name's Erica. She goes by the tag Alina Dragil. Shit, I don't remember. Let's see. Yeah, Alina. Yeah, Alina. She posts. She does streams of where she draws characters. I think you can actually catch her stuff in. Let me figure out what channel it is. Wow, why do yeah. Scribble nerds. Sometimes. No, not Scribble nerds. I don't know where she posts them. She might post them in Nerdolist streams. She does more anime style characters as well. And she'll stream her actually doing drawing and stuff. And so she does that on Tuesdays, and I know she's planning on trying to finish up a drawing this Tuesday. So yeah. Also, I'm a huge anime nerd. So, you know, no biggie if you draw anime characters. I like them. All right. Since that... But just from what I saw real quick of your artwork, you are better at drawing than me. So you should feel proud. I think everyone has a skill that they are good at. Some people need to hone that skill. But there's someone out there who is worse at it than you. I may be able to paint minis really well, but give me a blank canvas and tell me, okay, draw someone. It doesn't happen. That's all relative. And there are people who draw amazing work and they still put themselves down. So, while you may not be Michelangelo, it's not healthy to compare yourself to other artists. It's good to look to them for inspiration and for tips and learning things. But take some pride in what you do. It's healthy for you. I think it looks good. Ooh. I need something to drink real quick. Where the fuck was I? Oh. I completely lost track of where I was. No problem. If you don't like your work, just work harder to improve. That's all you can do. And if it's an outlet for you to feel better, I mean, it doesn't really need to be good. It makes you feel good. Okay. So, here is the Earth. God, that's an old video. Oh, by the way, I should mention, because in introductions, you may have noticed there is someone named PerkerBot who said hello. They are, in fact, not actually a bot. They are a person. They just, there is an ongoing joke that because they're one of our staff members, and some people have never seen them, one of the jokes is that they're a robot, even though I went to college with her. She is very much a person. She just embraced the name because it was funny. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to do the lines on these because okay, so Perkerbot in the Discord, in the introduction channel, she's usually the first person to say hello to people, but she is actually a real person, not a robot. We've had some concerns of people thinking that she's actually a bot. She is absolutely not a bot. It is hilarious, though, that comes up. Where... Oh, excuse me. Where the fuck did it go? That is massive. I didn't know bots have Twitch. Oh, so, I may have said something wrong. Oh, god damn it. I can never... I blank sometimes on what I've said. I mean... Yeah. Yes. Ignore me about bots. I am clearly going crazy. Alright, sweet. Okay, so there's a few things I want to do. So first of all, I need to kind of adjust I need to do some of the stuff on his shirt, which that is using kind of a golden yellow. Oh, I got a great color for this. It is technically a base color, but that's okay, because I don't want it to be too bright. Because this is just for fine detailing work. Okay. I need this to flow just a little bit better than a base coat is going to normally, so get a little bit more water involved. Alright, so I'm going to be very careful with this. I apologize if I go silent sometimes. When I really concentrate, sometimes talking is enough to actually shift my hand. And I just try to avoid it. Oh, these golden lines are a little bit of a pain. Especially with this staff right here. Because I'm trying to get in between there. And I don't want to get the brush too close. Because then I'll just blob a big part on it. But I also don't want the brush to be too far away. Or I hit the staff. Oh, god damn it. Okay. So what's your favorite game? What kind of game? Like, what style of game? Like, video game, tabletop game, board game? I play a lot of stuff, so... Video game. That is a very tough one because I've played a lot of games. If I had to say games within the recent games that I've... Not recent games, but like... God damn. This is a toss-up, but if there's a game that I keep going back to, it has got to be Dark Souls. I absolutely love Dark Souls. Could be that I'm a bit of a masochist, but, you know, to each their own. But I have a slew of other games that come very close to taking the title of favorite game. I actually played Dark Souls 2 and I'm still didn't finish it. Hey, that is okay. You know what? That's a game. Take it your own pace. I've actually beaten all 3 Dark Souls games. And recently, on this channel, because we don't on this Discord we don't just play, we don't just do artwork. We play games, including our D&D game, and Andrew streams games on Thursdays, and then we play our couch co-op game, which if you show up on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, which it's about this time for you again, so we've been playing Sekiro. But if you can't make it for the actual stream, we actually upload all of our streams to our YouTube channel. Because YouTube is really great for keeping all of our past broadcasts. Oh, god damn it. Hey, Great Red Dragon! No, you are not interrupting. Don't worry. We were just talking about... I was just asked what my favorite video game was. And I was just talking about how we have been streaming Sekiro Shadows Die... I think I got to it. We were streaming Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. And probably will be this Wednesday as well. Okay, there's 2 yellow bands. I've got more. Hello, dear.
Hello.
You looking to see how the mini's going?
I am. Let me see. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm going to do the yellow bands around his armholes next.
Okay.
Because his image, he's got the yellow bands on both sides.
I see.
So that's what I'm trying to do for that.
See. Okay.
And then I don't know how I'm gonna. That might just need to be left out, or gray streaks need to be added in there.
Yeah, probably. That would probably be alright. I mean, the dude has changed clothes so many times, let's be real.
Well, thank you, Great Red Dragon. Yeah, I'm really happy with how he's turning out so far.
Surprised he's not in a purple courtesan dress.
He only had that on for a while.
Yeah, only for a while.
It got destroyed.
Uh-huh. Surprised he didn't make some kind of outfit out of the T-Rex he was...
They couldn't keep it.
Aw.
They got teleported away, and unfortunately, they lost the T-Rex. Well, welcome, Great Red Dragon. How are you doing this evening? I need to get a little bit more of this paint up because I did not get enough. Doing good. I'm chilling for the night. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you chose to stop by and chill with me. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about mini painting or, Nerdolopedia in general. Or, I mean, I'll answer just about any question as long as it's appropriate. Yeah, so I'm just enjoying the evening and trying to get as much done on Flynn here as I can. Yes, so actually, this mini here is a character from our D&D stream. And there's actually the reference is right here next to me, that you can see as what I'm trying to paint as. In particular, this is a HeroForge mini, if you've ever heard of them. They are fantastic for creating your own custom D&D characters. And I've painted a few others. I often try to paint monsters because I'm the GM of our game. This line was a little thicker than I wanted. I might just go with one line for there because that looks a little bit better. You paint WizKids. Oh, speaking of WizKids, is it in here? Ah, shit, it's not. I have a collection of some WizKids stuff. I actually painted the wagon. I think it's a Esmeralda's wagon. That turned out really good. So if I get a chance here I might be able to go and grab it if you want to see it. But yeah, right now I'm on a quest to paint all of the characters from our D&D stream. I have finished one other than this character. Well, I haven't finished him yet. Flynn is our Way of the Long Death monk. He is quite crazy. And technically, this mini is not representative of him as accurately now. Because he may have aged by 75 years since then. Oh, come on. And I believe Katie is listening to Monty Python's Flying Circus in the other room. Okay. I'm only going to do the one band on the arms, because otherwise it's going to be mostly just the golden color. I'm not enjoying that. Well, I don't want it any more than I've got it. As for... There's a little bit of gray that I have to do on his belt. You painted a tree ant, 2 Tabaxi rogues, a pair of dragonborn, a pair of werewolves, and a beholder. The beholder was a real pain. Ooh, beholders are interesting. I've painted one, not the WizKids one. There's a Reaper mini one that was that was quite entertaining to paint. Eyes are a challenge. And when I have a... I'm actually almost done with Flynn's... I'm almost done with Flynn's body, actually. I'm quite surprised by that. I also had a gelatinous cube to paint, and that one was actually quite fun. So a small part of me just has to say, wait, you had to paint a gelatinous cube? By the rules, they're like invisible-ish. I actually wanted to do something specific for a gelatinous cube, and it involves getting a bunch of extra bits from my my skeletons and making and getting what is it? It's like a clear epoxy. Painting all of the things inside of it and then just setting them inside the clear epoxy, set it in a box, and do it that way, because I think that's cool. But no, if you had fun painting it, that's awesome. There's been a lot of tips I've heard of people. I also had a gelatinous cube to paint. Oh yeah, I read that comment already. What was it? It was So there's quite a few painters who will give advice on like how to start painting. Let me explain. The cube was clear and it needed to be tinted green. So I used a clear nail polish to make it green. Cool. That I assume that was more or less what you were going with for that. That's those are really fun. I haven't done too many transparent things. Oh, I started one. Maybe. Nope, I finished it. It's in the other room. God damn it. The downside of me having all of my minis in the D&D room, because I use them when they're done. But yeah, there's a WizKids, like, it's like a cauldron, and it has Some of that has a liquid inside. I will admit that was fun to paint. What you can get instead, and I found that this works, if you get these shades, some of them are called, yeah, so this is shades. Some of them are called like oils. You can actually use this to paint clear things and tint it a different color. If you have access to these. If you do not, well, I mean, then you don't. It's fine. But I think what was it? Was clear nail polish. That's pretty clever. That's awesome. Okay. That is about as much as I'm going to be able to get done on Flynn himself. Actually, that is pretty much everything I needed on Flynn. Oh, no, nope. So it's probably a little bit difficult for you guys to see, but on his pants, he has like some cuts and stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lighter brown. Yes, it worked on Clear Magic and Ethereal Wings too. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to take a lighter brown, and I'm just going to I'm actually going to probably water this down quite a bit. Put a little... Oh. I should probably put it down here. Put that down there. Actually, close up my paint pots. That's how they dry out. And then before I move on to the base, I'll zoom in and show you guys a closer look at him, because I know from far away sometimes it's hard to see the smaller details. Okay. Get a nice fine tip on this, and then I'm just going to add a very thin line. And then we're going to add a patch here. And then I'm going to do one more patch kind of near the back here. So I do my best to try to follow the artist on this, because I think that's a lot cooler when you can replicate it fairly well. So his eyes are a little bit weird. But let me do this, and then I can just... Nope, wrong way. So this is Flynn. I'll be working on his base here shortly. Just wanted to show you guys just a quick look at his back too. You can kind of, you can sort of see on the pants where I put like the patches, and there's like stitching there. Yeah, that is Flynn. He's also scarred like all over his body. It's hard to see on here, but there's a scar around his neck. You can see it better in the picture, actually. Yeah. So, the big thing about his base, you may notice that it's like smoke wisps and sort of this bamboo color. or not color, bamboo shape. That is because I actually designed his base so it looked like he was on a burning roof. Because that is very much his character. Alright, I actually need to look up something. We're going to pull up the interwebs because I need a reference photo for bamboo roof. I want to make sure that I'm getting a good color for it. Nope. That. So excuse me while I'm working on opening. Okay, so it's much more of a yellow color, kind of what I expected, but it's also a bit of a brown. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this color. I'm going to slap that in that spot. But yes, thank you, Great Red Dragon. I appreciate the compliment. Skin is one of the hardest things. Yes, I am going to have orange embers too. However, I have to paint the base. I have to paint the base color of it first, because if I add the embers, if I add the embers before I add the coloration to it, then it'll look a little bit weird. I've got a plan in mind. So, first off, I need to be careful around his feet. And this is not going to be the correct color, but that is fine because I'm going to layer it with another color. I've done a little bit of lighting before as well, but this one might not be the best one for lighting. And this is going to need several layers. Whew. So I hope everyone is having an enjoyable evening. Ooh. Getting close to his feet is really nerve-wracking, because I don't want to redo his feet. I can if I have to, but it's better if I don't have to redo it. Yeah, I'm not really caring if I get other paint on these wisps of smoke. This is why I have acrylic paint. I can afford to mix paints and lose a bit because I was gifted it in mass quantity, and it looks just as good as any other paint, unless I'm using metal-based paint, which in that case I actually pull out good paint. So my aversion to mixing paints for minis actually comes down to consistency. I prefer to use a base paint and then use a technique to change that base paint into something else. Because if I mix the wrong amount, then I'm kind of SOL, and I got to figure out, okay, well, how exactly did I mix that? That is also a personal preference of mine. So take that as you will. I might have to take him out of this in order to properly paint the base. Okay, I'm going to take him out just to get the edges here. Okay. I'm going to set him down real quick. Okay. I'm going to put him back in now. I need a few more layers. At least one more. Oh, sorry. I've had a cough for a while now. I do understand that. But also I look at it like no two colors on two models are exactly the same, therefore they don't all... See, my issue isn't the differentiation between different models. It's sometimes I don't make enough, or I have to revisit, or I have to fix something on an existing model. That's when I get concerned about it. I can... Between models, it's like, okay, whatever. But when I use the consistent palette of colors, sometimes there's some techniques. Like I have one for wood that is very consistent, and I like the effect that I've managed to get with it. So for me, I prefer the consistency of the palette. Some people are fine mixing. In my opinion, neither way is more right than the other. It is artwork, and artwork is however the fuck you want to do it. I also started painting doing Warhammer Fantasy, where I was pretty much doing almost factory line painting, and you want them all to look consistent. Especially when you go to competitions and stuff, that becomes a little bit more important. I call that a patch in the leather armor. Which works for some things. Skin, not so much. Especially if I'm, trying to follow a piece of artwork for something. Or a pack. Can work for some things. I can't think of all the examples now of where it's like, I'd rather not. Okay. So that is a pretty consistent Band-Aid. Okay. So I'm actually going to do a quick experiment because I want to make sure that this is going to work. Or eye patch. I mean, yes, I have screwed up eyes pretty bad before. Okay. I've got 2 potential colors that I might use. I'm trying to think of which one it's going to be. I think it might be this one. Oh, ooh, you have not been used in a while. Woohoo! Let's get through with that. It's either that one. Dear God, you haven't gotten attention much either. Some of these colors I haven't opened in probably a year or so. There we go. Hate dried out paint or separated paint. It drives me nuts. Oh, yeah, it was separated paint. Actually, there's one more I want to test. I think you're still good. Yeah, you got a little bit of life left in you. This is going to be a tough call. Ooh, no. I keep forgetting I got more colors. So this is me actually experimenting, because I've never done bamboo before. Okay, I got a crazy idea. It might not work. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work. Best case scenario, it looks fucking awesome. Likely it's going to be a middle ground. But don't know until you try. Bamboo is a green and yellow. Well, yes. So when it is still alive, when it has been removed, or when it's been removed from itself and placed as roofing, it kind of loses that green tone after a while. And that's what I'm going for. What I am trying to make sure I accomplish is that I get some of the yellow in there. Is brown and yellow. I think that's what you were trying to say. I think. I don't know if you were correcting yourself or I have no idea. Wow, and this is really thin. So this is going to take a few coats. Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah, so the undercoat of this being the one I did is more to keep to the brown along with this layer. And then I've got a wash that I'm going to dilute because I do not want it to be at the potency that it is. Washes I'm a little bit more comfortable diluting because if I dilute it too much, I can just keep building it up. Alrighty, come on. Unfortunately, it's getting a little bit later for me. So once I actually get the normal coloration of the bamboo, I'm probably going to call it here for the night. But it's gonna take me a little bit because I got to do a few more layers of this because that is not consistent and I am not happy with that. But having a reference picture is it's kind of late even for you. Yeah, I mean it's not the latest I've ever been up by any means. But I definitely have other things that I need to take care of, and because I'm an adult with busy things, and oh boy, I've got work tomorrow, which sucks, but whatever. Few layers of this bamboo on here. Yeah, this was the correct color choice. So actually, I might not. Ooh. I think I'm going to use a brown wash instead. Because if I use. Because this is pretty yellow as it is. And if I add more yellow, it's going to look weird. But if I get brown in the crevices, I think that'll look plenty good. This just needs to not be so runny. Which is weird because I don't think I even used water for this. And I want to die. I accidentally tapped his foot with the side of the brush. That's not the issue. It's not that it's... No, it's not separated. I mixed that one up. God damn it. Okay. Luckily that is not too much, and that is right over a scar. I can clean that up. Because I'd rather do that than repaint his entire foot. No, wrong type brush. There. Oh. Super glad that was an easy fix. That could have been very bad. Okay. Come on, gotta wrap up this bamboo. Gotta get shit together and get ready for bed. I did so well up until that point. Yeah. Deep breaths. What it is that this piece of smoke is just in one of the worst spots. Okay, that is almost good. I just want to get the edges here so it doesn't look out of place. Oosa. All right. So. Trying to hold that and open this at the same time. Okay, I just need that to dry for a little bit, and with that, like, as I wait for that, I'm gonna put some of these paints away, because dear God, I forget how many times I just yank out paints and then, like, never put them back. It's probably... Oh, there's something I forgot to do on his face, and I'm glad I grabbed that one paint. Because otherwise I would have completely forgotten. But that's okay. So I need... Yeah, I want this one. So the last paint I'm going to use for the night... God damn. So upset that this dried out so fucking quick. Again, while my kitchen table is a mess with paints, I don't remember the last time I actually used it for food. It is a very good thing that I have my own office, because otherwise I think Katie might kill me if I took over the kitchen with painting. Okay. So it's brown in here. This is a diluted brown wash. I used my desk, but that was too small. Well, I'm unorthodox because in my I have an office, and not a lot of people have access to an entire room dedicated to their work-related things. I have 3 desks. I have a painting desk, so everything about it is dedicated to painting, which is the one I'm sitting at. I have a computer desk, which is literally right next to me. And then I have a writing desk, which is behind me, because sometimes I need to just be on my laptop, dedicated to that. Also, I do my actual job there remotely. So yes. Everything is just a little bit more... I have dedicated the space to it. Well, it comes from me having worked my ass off in college, and I work in the software industry. So, I have a job that actually can pay for me to have these kind of accommodations. Oh, okay, that is about the brown I wanted. I'm pulling your leg, by the way. Oh no, it's fine. I'm not... I for one, absolutely know that I'm insane, because I also have a room dedicated entirely to Dungeons and Dragons. Well, tabletop gaming, but that's beside the point. I think a cat just passed over me. No, I'm seeing things. All right, so it's still drying. And this is probably where I'm going to be calling it tonight. But I'm really liking the color that I managed to get on the base. So, camera, stop shaking. That just made it shake worse. But yeah. Again, still kind of drying. But, yeah. So happy with that. He is, overall, he is turning out pretty good. Awesome. Well, thank you for stopping by. Yeah. It's about that time for her to drag things around the house meowing because, look, Dad, I caught it. But yeah, so thank you for coming by and chatting with me. If you want notifications of when I'm gonna go live, we actually post notifications in our Discord, which you can see in links down below. And yeah, I try to paint every Sunday, starting at about 7 p.m. Eastern. And I'll probably I might wrap him up off screen, just so I can get it done. And then I'll have some other characters that I'm working on. Oh! Yes, following also helps if you get notifications that way. And we're slowly working our way to 500. We're almost there! So, I need to work with the camera's lighting a bit. Because, well, that's fine, but then I zoom in and it's dark as all hell. Hey! Thank you for the follow, Great Red Dragon. But yeah, so this is where we're going to end it tonight. I'll be painting next Sunday. And, well, I guess I'll catch you later. Hope you have a great night.